Hello friends, good morning all of you. And today you'll okay, so a slight change is there in today's timetable. In fact, we had lecture at 3 to 4. Instead of that, we are conducting it right now. And EM lecture will be conducted from 3 to 4. Okay. So let's continue for tenses. If you remember in last session, we people have done with present tense. Okay, all four subtypes we people have done from present tense: simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous tense. All these things we people have discussed so far. Okay, and I hope that all you people are practicing it also, and you are having a clear idea about how to use these tenses in your communication also. And again, I think that it is going to help you. We have discussed every kind of examples. It can be passive, it can be again various kinds of structures like making it affirmative, negative, or interrogative. Maybe these kind of sentences will also help you. So when you are reading something, try to find out verbs. When you are listening something, try to understand how the speaker is using sentences, whether he is speaking in present tense, past tense, future tense, again which verb form is using, whether he is using it in active voice or passive voice. These things you try to pay attention, so that you people will understand, you people will listen them, you people will try to use these kind of sentences. So that way we people are learning. Okay, so every day we are learning something. So English communication is not a thing that people can acquire within one day or 1 week, but I would like to tell you people that it is a lifelong process. Okay, so right now you may be able to communicate it, but that is not your final stage of communication. Okay, so every day we are learning something. So that you keep in mind and keep learning every day. Spend some time for listening something, for reading something, for writing something, and most important, you have to speak in English. That is only way to improve your oral communication. Otherwise, simply you people are clear with your listening, reading, and writing, but you have problems with your oral communication. So that should not happen. So all you people take care that you are improving daily on your communication, oral communication, and as far as you people are going to participate, maybe when maybe on second year onwards, we people are going to be part of such kind of activities where you can be having group discussions, presentations, and maybe interview, mock interviews we people can conduct. Okay, so for these things, there you should not feel that now I cannot speak English, or English is very tough language, or my grammar is poor. Remember, if you are not working on that, it is going to be tough. If you are not paying attention, if you are not revising it, if you are not practicing it, it is going to be tough. And on the other hand, I have told you that if you are revising it daily, if you are referring it daily, you are practicing it, and important, you are speaking in your day-to-day life, I think that that toughness is going to be converted into simplicity. Okay, so English is going to become a very simple language for all of you when, if you are using it. If you are not using it, it is going to remain tough as it is. Okay, so with this note, let's begin. Today we will go with past tense. Okay, so I'll try to complete all. I want to complete all past tense in this session, but let's see how much time we people are getting and how we can complete it. Based on that, we will go with it. So I hope that my voice is clear to all of you, and you people are able to see the whiteboard also. So is it audible clearly?
Yes, sir.
Visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right, so let's begin today. So let's begin with past tense. So in the beginning session, we discussed what is the concept of past tense. Okay, so whatever the time that has spent, whatever the things that have done, whatever the actions which are completed some time ago, or where they were happened in previous time, so these things will come under past tense. Okay, and in past tense also, you people are having those four subtypes. So first of all, we people are going to talk here about simple past tense. Okay, So as you people have studied simple present tense, you know that what we studied there, we used simple present tense for number of things where we people are describing our daily routines, habitual actions, repeated actions, universal truth, and so many other examples also people have discussed. So what will come here in simple past now? In simple past, we are talking about the things which happened in the past. Okay, we're talking here about the things which happened in the past. For such reasons, we people are going to use simple past. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand use of simple past. Describe actions in the past. For that reason, we people are going to use simple past. Okay, so if this is the reason, let's try to think various situations where we people can use. For example, when I taught you simple present tense, I told you people can think of your daily routine. So what do I do every day? For example, I wake up at 6 o'clock, I brush my teeth, or you can just say I have bath, I had my breakfast, and I attend lectures, and I play cricket, I read newspaper. So these were some of the examples that we people discussed in our daily routines. Okay, now here for simple past also we people can think like this. So if you're talking about simple present tense, how do I spend my today? Same thing, you people can talk about how did I spend my yesterday, what happened, which are the things that I have done yesterday. So to describe these things, people can use here this simple past. Okay, so let's say if it is I wake up at 6 o'clock, if it is yesterday's, in that case it will change I woke up. Wake up changed into woke up. I woke up at 6 o'clock, I brushed my teeth, I had a bath, I read newspaper, I attended lectures. Okay, I played cricket. So here everything we're talking about yesterday, and there you will find how it is changed. Okay, so after use, let's talk about what kind of structure people can use in simple past. Okay, so you can help me if you know. First of all, there is subject. Okay, so after subject, what we people can use here?
V2.
Yes, main verb. And that main verb is in which tense? It will be into past tense. Yes, you can call it V2. You can call it past tense also. Then there is a remaining part of the sentence. It can be object. Okay, it is not always object. It can be object. Sometimes object may not be.
RP, remaining.
Yes, a remaining part of sentence it can be. But here for our understanding, every time we are taking object, but you should not take it granted that every time there is object. Okay, while in sentences there may be object or there may not be. All right, so here we people can now discuss some examples. So can you tell me some examples?
He ate an apple.
Okay, he ate an apple. Yes, others also, everybody be active and participate. So tell examples. He ate an apple. That became into simple past. Why? Because you see here the verb eat is the main verb. V1 is there. We're using here V2, that is eat. Yes.
He sang a song.
Yes, he sang a song. Here you'll come to know sang became the past. Only 2 examples. I'm expecting so many.
I
I played cricket yesterday.
Okay, I wrote a letter. I played cricket. Yes, Sagar told a story. That is right, Sairaj.
They went to watch a movie.
They went to watch a movie. That's right, Sriram. There are so many examples that we people can say. As we people can say, in our day-to-day life, you just think what we people did yesterday. Yes, they learned English. I spoke to him. I listened to him. I
He did
studied.
his work.
Yes, He did his work. I wrote a letter. Yes, Simran. Yes, my dad went to the market. Yes, that's right. She washed her car. Yes, that's right, Shraddha. Yes, you people got it. Okay, so you people can think of this, but also remember what I told you. This structure. This is in which voice we are talking. Which voice we are talking?
Active voice.
Yes, that is active voice we people are talking about. Okay, so let's go for our format that we people use to see various examples. So he ate an apple. If this is affirmative sentence, okay, this is a positive sentence. Okay, how to make it negative now?
He did
He
not
did not eat an
Not eat
apple.
an apple.
He did not eat or ate here now.
eat.
Eat. Here you should not use ate, okay, because here already we people used did. So now this time you are using here first form of verb, not second. Here you used here second form, but here it is first form. Why it is first form? Because we used here did. So here,
Helping verb.
yes. So he did not eat an apple. Okay, so that became your negative sentence. Now let's go for another way how to make it verbal question.
Did he eat an apple?
Yes, yes, that's right. All of you just try to understand. It becomes did he eat an apple? Here also you try to understand. Here we have used did. So here we are using first form, and we are making it verbal question or yes no question. Did he eat an apple? So where you can get answer yes or where you can get answer no, like this. Okay, and here we people can make question negative also. So we will add a not here. So it will become didn't he eat an apple? Okay. So here today I will give another way how to make verbal questions. Okay. So if you want to get answer he, how you can make a WH question? Answer should be he.
Who did an apple? Who did eat an apple?
You should use who.
Who? Yes, here you can use who. Here you can use both ways. Okay, you can directly say who ate an apple. That is right. Okay, and here if you're saying who did eat an apple, that is also right. Both ways are right. You just decide which way you find it simple and convenient. If you think you who ate an apple, that becomes right. If you think who, it should be who did eat an apple, that is also right. Now if you want to get answer an apple, so how you can make WH question here?
What did he eat?
What did he eat?
Yes, what did he eat? That became your WH question also. Okay, so here you people can try this also. I think that for present tense we could not go for WH questions, only verbal questions we discussed. But here you can understand this way. You can try to make WH questions also. And depending upon if there is additional, he ate an apple in the kitchen. If I add something like this here, in the kitchen, then you can use different words like where did he eat an apple? Okay, number of questions, because WH words are so many: who, why, when, how much. So okay, so accordingly people can just try to make WH questions also. So now these are 4 sentences we people tried for these kind of sentences which all are in active voice. So can we change simple past into passive?
Yes.
Yes.
An apple was eaten by him.
Okay, so what kind of sentence verb structure we will talk here? Will come here.
Object plus was where plus V3 plus subject.
Yes, object. I will not mention all structure. Only verb structure I will mention here. Was where is used here. After was and where, you people have to think
V3.
about main verb. Main verb is always into V3. That is past participle. Okay. And now the same example, we are going to consider same example. Okay, he ate an apple. Only this much will take in the kitchen. We will skip it here because we want to understand it in a better way. So therefore, we will just use that much only. So object is an apple. So we'll use an apple. Then now just think about choice between was and where. When to use was, when to use where.
he, she, it, and the third person, we should use was.
Okay. So it means if your subject is singular, in that case you will use was. If your subject is, sorry, object, we are talking here now object, okay. If your object is singular, you will use was. If your object is plural, in that case you will use were, okay. So here an apple, it is singular, so we have to use what?
Was.
Was. Then here eat is V1, eat is V2. What is V3?
Eaten.
Eaten is V3, and then by him, that you people can mention like this. In the kitchen, you can keep it is at the end. If you want to add, here I'm not going to add, but if you want to put it, you can put it at the end as it is also, or you can add somewhere in the sentence also. So an apple was eaten by him, that became passive. So if I ask you tense of this sentence, what is the tense? How it will come, Sriram? He was where? What do you, is there something wrong with this? Very, you want to use very, he was. Okay, there is something wrong with this. He was where? Okay, let me pay attention. An apple was eaten by him. This is passive voice, but you try to understand the structure or verb form is was eaten. Or if you see here was where and V3, again you should get it clear that here it is simple past, but immediately you should understand that is passive voice. So people understand this also. Now let's make it a negative. If an apple was eaten by him, this is affirmative sentence, okay. Now we wanted to make it negative. So let's try to understand how to make it negative. An apple
Wasn't.
wasn't or was not eaten by him. What we did, we only added not, okay. We only added not. And where to add not? With helping verb. Always remember, not is always used with helping verb. So here was is helping verb. So after was, we use not. It can be was not, it can be wasn't. Okay. So now let's try to make this verbal question. So can we make verbal question here? How to make it? What is helping verb?
Was. Was an apple eaten by him?
Yes, was an apple eaten by him. Okay, so that became your verbal question where you can get answer yes, you can get answer no. So that is verbal question which we people can use in sentences. And again, it can be negative. So it can be wasn't eaten by him. Okay, that became your negative question. So I think that you people just get it clear. Every type of sentence you are able to make. It can be into active, it can be into passive, it can be affirmative, it can be negative, it can be verbal question, it can be negative verbal question, it can be passive, it can be passive negative, it can be passive verbal question, it can be passive negative question, like this. Any questions here?
No, sir.
Okay, so if this we people have discussed, let's discuss some more examples also. You people just be clear and try to tell me what you think about this example. I will mention. He was absent yesterday. We were students. Then he had a car. Okay, so what do you think about these examples? Which tense is it?
Simple past tense.
Is it simple past?
Yes.
Are you sure about these examples? They're into simple past?
Yes, sir. It is simple past. Because
Yes.
had his main verb.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Okay. So here you people need to understand because only we discussed this kind of structure. Here we discussed additional this kind of structure, but you'll find that these sentences are not as per these structures. Okay. But you'll come to know was is used here, but after was there is no V3. Here where is used, but after where there is no V3. Here had is used, but in that structure there is no had, but you'll come to know was, were, or had. They're used as main verb, and these all examples are of simple past tense. Okay, so that also you keep in mind. Okay, that's right. We were good friends. That's right, Shriram. Okay. Okay, she had a car. You can see here had is used, but had is in simple past. That is main verb here. And you can make it negative. How to make it negative? If she had a car,
She hadn't a car.
no, that will not be right way to make it negative. It should be she did not have a car.
Okay.
If it is she hadn't is not as helping verb, so you're not using with had not. Okay, so instead of rather than we are using here did, and then we are using the first form, that have had. We have discussed the three forms of have had. Okay, so here she did not have a car, that becomes negative sentence.
But sir, in general language, or we use she hadn't a car generally, usually.
She hadn't a car. Yes, that way also use. We can use she had not a car. I don't think we people use it frequently. It is not used, I think. She had not a car. She hadn't a car. Let's see, we will find it out if we can use it like this. But what I think, if the sentence is negative, that can become like this. She did not have a car. Because
Yes, sir, she did not have a car is first priority, but we use usually she hadn't a car.
but had is not helping verb here to use not with it. Okay, it is main verb. For example, in simple present also, okay, if it is like this, I have a car. In this skills, if you want to make it negative, I haven't a car, or you can use I don't have a car. Okay, both way we can say.
Sir, we use for example, we use I have no time, or we can also say that I don't have time. So both are correct. Like that, here also both are correct.
Okay, we'll find it out. We'll find it. If it is working, that's fine. We'll just check it. All you people also check it if we can use it like this. And if it is used, we will use it. No issue. But more convenient will be you can use like this. Okay, she did not have a car like this. So these are also examples and sentences which we people use in simple past tense. So here we have done many things with simple past tense. So any questions here about simple past?
No, sir.
If not, then we will go to the next tense, and next tense past continuous. Okay, we are going to discuss now past continuous. All right. As you people have studied present continuous, so let's try to think here now about past continuous. Okay, so what is the difference between present continuous and past continuous? When we just thought of present continuous, we have studied it, we have discussed it, that to describe the actions which are going on,
Happening.
yes, which are happening, which are in progress at this moment, actions are going on, that are the things we people discussed in present continuous. Now past continuous, they are same, only condition is that in past continuous we're talking about they're happening in the past. Okay, they're incomplete, they were in progress. We don't know what happened with these actions, whether they completed or whether they just finished or not, we are not sure, but they were incomplete actions and they were going on in the past. Okay, for example, if you want to describe any example like it was raining, okay, so it was raining yesterday, we're talking about continuous action, but it was in the past, like this. So use, we can say, to describe continuous actions in the past. So actions which were going on in the past, talk about such actions, we people will use past continuous tense. Okay, immediately we'll go for structure. People can help me here also. So first of all, subject is there. After subject,
Was where.
was or where, that we people are going to use. After was and where,
Present participle of verb. VING.
present participle, you can call it VING as well, and then remaining
Remaining.
part of the sentence will consider it object. Okay, so why I just mentioned as it is here, because you need to understand was and where is here also in past continuous, was and where we are using here also, that is in present continuous. Okay, so here you people try to understand this structure is in which voice, active or passive?
Active voice.
Active voice. Now discuss examples here of active voice. Tell me examples here. Yes, Vaishnavi, that's right. She was driving the car. Yes,
He was
Sridhar.
climbing the stairs.
She was climbing the stairs. I was making dinner when she arrived. Yes, that's right. Here, I think that Saurabh, that's right. We people can use like this. She was eating an apple. She was working in the office. Samruti, Sairaj, they were playing cricket. Yes, Nilesh told it with combination, because simple past combination is there. Simple past and past continuous is also there. So example told by Nilesh, I was making dinner when she arrived. Here you'll find that two tenses are used, okay, together. One is past continuous and simple past. So that is also one aspect that people have to understand. I was making dinner when she arrived. That's right. Then he was swimming in the well. That's right. She was cooking all morning. Okay. Yes, that is also. I was traveling by train. Okay. He was eating food. Okay. All right. He was going to Pune. That is also right. So let's try to take one example here. We'll take it. He was reading story books. She was playing cricket. Aishwarya, that's right. We don't use article before cricket, names of games. Okay, she was playing cricket will be correct. Okay, so he was reading storybooks. Okay, so let's try to make different sentences. Tell me it's negative.
He was not reading storybooks.
He was not reading storybooks. All right, then let's make it question, verbal question.
Was he reading storybooks?
Was he reading books? That became a verbal question, yes, no question. Let's make it negative by calling it
Wasn't he?
Wasn't.
wasn't he reading storybooks? Then here we will just try to make WH questions also. So tell me WH question where answer will be he.
Who
Who
was
was
reading
reading
storybooks?
storybooks?
Who was reading storybooks. Now let's make WH question where you'll get answer storybooks.
What was he reading?
What was he reading? Okay, storybooks, you will get answer. You can also make question like that. What was he doing? If I ask you like this, what was he doing?
He was reading storybooks.
He was reading. So you can make sentences like this also. Okay, so all these examples, all these sentences, they are in active voice. Okay, active voice structure, active voice examples. Now let's see. Can we change it into passive, past continuous?
Yes, sir.
So we can change it into passive voice also. So what will come?
Object.
Object plus
Object.
was, where plus being.
Was, where will come here. After was and
Plus
where,
being plus V3.
being you people are going to use here, and then here main verb is going to be into past participle, main verb is going to be into V3 form. Okay, so you try to understand was, where is here, was, where is here, and in simple past also in passive was, where is here, and additionally was and where can be used in simple past here like main verb also. So I have so I want to make it clear, you should not get confused with only was and where, but rather try to understand what comes after was and where. So here after was and where there is VNG. Okay, here after was and where there is being and then V3. Okay, but in simple past passive after was and where what is here?
Direct V3.
Direct V3. Okay, so you try to understand these structures also and examples also. Okay, so that you can understand, otherwise you are going to get confused. Okay, and I have told you in one reading you are not going to understand, daily you have to refer it. As I told you early in the morning, once time you look at all these structures and examples. Again, when you have time, you just look at these structures. And again, in the evening also, you people can look at these structures and examples, so that you are going to understand it immediately. Every time, everywhere, you are able to identify whether this is into present, past, or future, whether it is simple, whether it is continuous, whether it is perfect, whether it is perfect continuous, whether it is active, whether it is passive, like this, whether it is verbal question, whether it is affirmative, whether it is negative, whether it is WH question, whatever it may be, because these are only structures that we are using in English. If you see repeatedly, we are having these kind of sentences only. You cannot go beyond these structures. Okay, and if we make clearer, or if we just try to master them, then immediately in your communication, in oral communication, written communication, you are able to use them. Or maybe if you are listening, if you are reading, you are able to identify these kind of sentences in your reading and listening also. And then you will not have difficulties, because right now when we want to speak English, you know what is the major difficulty? That we are not able to make sentences, we are not able to just put them in proper structure. Okay, and therefore we can't speak it right. So to avoid the problems like this, we have to practice like this. Okay, so come to the point now, and let's try to discuss it, that we will see passive structures here. So example is he was reading storybooks. So we want to make it now passive. So what is object here?
Storybooks.
Yes.
We are being
Now you try to understand storybooks. This is object. It is singular or plural?
plural.
Plural. So we are using where here. After was and where, we people need to use being. Then
Read.
what is V3 of read?
Read.
Read. It remains as it is. Only pronunciation you have to say read. Okay. Storybooks were read, were being read by him.
By you.
Yes, that became your passive. That's right. Vaishnavi also sent in chat box. Then let's go for now. If you're able to make it, let's next things are simple. We are making it negative. Okay, storybooks were not being read by him. That became your negative. And let's make it now question, verbal question. So helping verb, which is helping verb here?
Yeah.
Were story. Were storybooks. Then here you are using being read by. That became your verbal question. And you can make it negative also with weren't. So this way you just try to think how we can use. But rarely we people use passive questions can be used, but rarely we people can use, but we have to be clear with it. If there is any sentence like were storybooks being read by him, here we may there are some students, they may have confusion with these kind of structures. They may be clear with was he reading the storybooks, because they might have read it, heard it somewhere, listened it somewhere, but where storybooks being read by him, that confuses us. So that should not happen with us. So make it clear that you're clear with past continuous tense. Not only past continuous, whatever we have done earlier also. Here, simple past active, simple past passive, simple past with was where had main verb, and past continuous with was where VNG, past continuous where with was where being V3.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, where we use the was where as a main verb, can we call was where as modal auxiliary?
No, they are not modal auxiliary. Though they are used as main verb, they are called primary auxiliary. Okay.
Okay.
Because modal auxiliaries are only such verbs where they have their own meaning, like the express ability. All these can, could, may, might, must, then need to, dare to, shall, will, could, would, should. These are only modal auxiliaries, and primary auxiliaries are MEs, are all to be forms. MEs are was where, then do, does, did, that is primary auxiliary. Have, has, had, these are primary auxiliaries. Auxiliary means helping here.
Yes.
All right, so I hope this is clear to you. Any questions here? Okay, fine. Then here we will go to the next tense, and that is going to be past perfect.
Past perfect.
Yes, that's right. In past tense, now we'll talk about past perfect. Okay. So again, try to compare two tense, present perfect tense and past perfect tense. What is the difference now? Because in present perfect tense, actions are completed. In past perfect tense, actions are completed. So what can be difference?
In past perfect, we don't know that actions are completed or not.
No, past perfect actions are completed here. Past perfect. They're perfect. Perfect means actions are completed. In continuous tenses, we don't know actions are completed or not. Like present continuous, it is going on. In past continuous, it was going on. We don't know whether it is completed or not. If you remember, I have told you in present perfect tense, actions are completed, but their impact is there. Their influence is there on present time. Okay. So therefore, they are in present perfect. But in past perfect tense, actions are completed long time before, long time ago. Their influence is not there on present. Okay. So such actions we people talk about in past perfect tense. So in use to describe actions completed in the past long time before. Okay, so that can be, and again understand, past perfect is used, it is not used separately, but it is used in combination with simple past. Okay, it is, many of the times you'll find it is used with simple past. Okay, it is not separately isolated, is used. Okay, here we will take example separate only because of only past perfect, but you try to understand past perfect is used with always simple past. For example, I can give one example here. The train had left, already left when we reached the station. Like this. So here in this case, you'll come to, usually there are two actions happen. Okay, to describe these two actions, the first action is in past perfect. So train had already left. So leaving of train took first and then we reached. Okay. So reached is in simple past. The second activity is in simple past. First activity is in past perfect. Okay. To describe such actions, people use past perfect tense with simple past. Okay. So let's see structure here now. What will come in past perfect? Subject is there after subject.
Had.
Had is there.
Past
Then
participle.
main verb is in past participle, that is V3, and then remaining part of the sentence. Okay. So this is, you just try to remember, but right now we are considering only this much. We'll just use this much. Okay. Like this. And this structure is in which voice, active or passive?
Active voice.
This is an active voice, right? So now let's try to see other examples. So people can find out examples and try to tell me. You can use only one. Here I got it from in chat box. Saurabh. Krishna had eaten an apple. She had completed her homework. She had drawn a good painting. Yes.
He had submitted his assignments.
Yes, he had submitted his assignments. I had been listening to music. Sri Ram, that will not come here.
Past perfect.
Because I had been listening, that is not here in this kind of category. Snehal sent a message. Aishwarya, again, try to understand what we people have discussed. There should be had, there should be V3, okay? So only sent. Snehal sent a message, that will into simple past. We had watched the movie, that's right, Sairaj. I had driven the car yesterday, Vaishnavi, that's right, yes. So people are making only, I think that Aishwarya and Sri Ram, you just make simple corrections. Shraddha, we had spent all the money. Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay. It had rained. Yes, that is also true. Okay, we'll take one example here with object. Okay, he had completed the task. That is also. We'll take this one. He had completed the task. So this is in past perfect. Okay, so here you'll try to understand meaning. So it is in the past and it is long time before, and its impact is not there on present time. Okay, so that time we people are using this past perfect here. So let's make it negative. Here it's only one helping verb is had. So with all subject, it can be singular, it can be plural, we have to use had only. So while making it negative, he had not completed the task. You can make like this. Then let's make it verbal question. Will help me here to make verbal question.
Had he completed?
Had he completed the task?
Yes, had he completed the task? That became your verbal question. Hadn't he completed the task? That became your negative question. Okay. Then let's think, can we make passive here?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, we can make it. So let's try to think, let's make it passive. So what will come in passive? Object is there.
Plus had plus been.
Plus had plus been.
Yes, had if we are going to use, after had, there
Plus
we are
been
going
plus
to.
V3.
Yes. And then main verb, which is already in V3, the same verb form, we are going to use it here. Then let's make some WH questions also. All you people are familiar with who. So who had completed the task? That became your WH question. And if you want to get answer the task, then how you can ask?
What had he completed?
Yes, what had he completed? That became your WH question. Let's make it negative. He had completed the task. So object is the task. Then
Had been completed by him.
Completed by him. and next sentences only not we are already adding. Okay, the task had not been completed by him. And if you want to make it verbal question in passive, it will begin with helping verb. Helping verb is had. Okay, had the task been completed by him, that became your question. And not here also, hadn't the task been completed by him. So that way people just try to see the changes in different sentences and different verb forms that we are using here. Are you getting it clear, or am I too fast? Is it clear? Any questions here? Any questions here?
No questions.
No questions.
Let me ask someone randomly. I will ask Gauri Patil, roll number 14. Gauri,
Yes, sir.
any questions?
No, sir.
So you can participate. You can tell some examples also when other students are telling. That time you can also participate. I don't see that you are responding. Okay, then let me ask Gauri Chavan, roll number 28. Any difficulty, Gauri? No response. Then let me ask here Tushar Zadkar, roll number 42. Tushar, are you active? Are you listening me? Is it audible? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so you also be active, try to say some examples, try to discuss, ask two questions, or you can do anything but be active. Don't just get passively connected. Okay. Ajay Gaikwad, roll number 61. Any questions, Ajay?
No, sir.
Fine. So I hope that all people are active, you are understanding, you're paying attention, and you're practicing it. And if still there are questions, you try to ask. Be bold enough that you are asking questions and you're getting it clear. All right. So you people can take screenshot of this screen because I want to make it clear, and we'll try to finish last one in short. If it is possible, we'll take it, or okay. So should we go for next tense or we'll stop it here?
Yes, sir, we should go because there is no passive voice for it. So it will
Yes.
conserve less time.
Yes, so we'll go for it. We'll try to complete it. All right. So here we will go with the last one in past tense, fourth type of past tense. Okay. And that is past perfect continuous tense. So here also you try to understand, try to compare here. Okay. Try to compare present perfect continuous tense and past perfect continuous tense. So what is the difference in present perfect continuous tense? What do people study? Actions started in the past. Okay, actions started in the past and they're going right now. To describe such actions, we used present perfect continuous tense. But in past perfect continuous tense, you'll come to know actions started in the past and they were continuous in the past. What does it mean? म्हणजे एखादी क्रिया ही भूतकाळामध्ये सुरू झाली आणि भूतकाळामध्ये ती सुरूच होती असं सांगायचं असेल. To talk about such actions, to describe such actions, we people are using past perfect continuous tense. And in case of present perfect continuous tense, एखादी क्रिया भूतकाळामध्ये सुरू होते आणि ती आता सध्या सुद्धा सुरूच आहे असं सांगायचं असतं. So in that case, people use present perfect continuous tense. So difference between these two, both have describing similar actions, but only present perfect continuous tense is talking about the actions which are currently going on, and past perfect continuous tense talking about actions which was going on, and we don't know here whether that action completed or not. ती क्रिया पूर्ण झाली किंवा नाही त्याबद्दल we don't know anything. Okay, any questions about understanding of use? Okay, to describe actions which started in the past and were going on in the past. Okay, त्याची क्रिया भूतकाळामध्ये सुरू झाली आणि भूतकाळामध्ये ती सुरूच होती असं सांगायचं असेल फॉर दॅट. Okay, let's talk here for the structure. Subject is there after subject. What we can
Had.
use? Yes, had is there. So we'll use had. Then
Been.
Head.
been is here. After been,
Present participle of ing.
yes, present participle you can use ing and then remaining part of the sentence. Okay, and let's have some examples here. Okay, yes, Avinash. Okay, he had been studying since morning. Okay, so since morning, if you're using since morning Vaishnavi, that is not going to be long back. Okay, so here you have to use present perfect continuous. If it is afternoon, like this. Yes, Saurabh. Vivek had been eating an apple. Tendulkar. Yes, Shredhar.
They had been constructing a building.
Yes, they had been constructing a building. Tendulkar had been playing international cricket for 24 years. Okay. The program that was terminated had been working well since 1945. Okay. Yes, Nilesh, you are getting it. We had been planting a tree in the park. Okay. Many examples. Saurabh, I had been reading a book. He had been writing a letter. I had been attending a lecture. Okay, so it's okay. Vivek had been working in the shop. Okay, all right. Okay, he had been playing very nice. Yes, that's also right. We'll take here. I had been learning English. We'll take one example here. So additionally here also people can use since fifth standard, since 10 years, something like that people can use here also. Okay, so let's try to make it negative. I had been learning, so it will become I had not been learning English. Okay, and you just make it question, verbal question. I've been learning English. Okay, make it negative also. Hadn't I been learning English? That became your negative question. Let's make one WH question also. You can put here who in learning. And if you want to get English as an answer, then
What?
what had I been? That can be also. So here, as already you told, there is no passive voice. So you have these much examples here because we do not use. Okay, if you search in Google, you can find that they are making some structures like object plus had been plus being plus V3. But you know that that is not used here. That is not used in communication or writing. But you will find it somewhere on Google or internet. But we are not going to practice that here. So that's all about past tense. Any questions about here? Any questions about past tense?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, if no questions, let's try to see that, get it clear that you don't have any confusion, because here between was and where, here it is V3, here was and where, VING, here was and where, being V3. Okay, so here had and V3, here had been V3, and here had been VING. So make sure that you don't have any confusion here everywhere, and practice it. More important, you practice it daily. Okay? So we'll take attendance now. Let's try to see only 54 students are present. It means that many students are absent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 absent. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 absent. 33, 34, 35, 36 absent. 37, 38, 39, 40 absent. 41, 42, 43. Roll number 43, Abhijit. Is it audible, Abhijit? Are you getting my voice? If you are not getting my voice, I will mark you absent. You have to respond me. So let's see, 43 will mark absent, 44 absent, then 45, 46, 47 absent, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55 absent, 56 also absent, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. So absent numbers are 18, 32, 36, 40, 44, 47, 55, 56. These are absent numbers. And 43, is it audible? 43. Last time I'm asking you if it is audible to you, just reply me with, you can reply me in chat box also. So you're not joining lecture properly, okay, Abhijit? So I try to see that you're about to connect and you are not connecting, and there are some students who are joining at the last moment just for attendance. So don't do this, okay? Don't try to deceive anybody. You're making your own loss if you're doing this. If you're not attending it seriously, it is going to make your own loss. Nobody is going to affect because of this. All right, so I think that time is already up and we wanted to close this session. So should I? Ah, yes, Avinash.
फर्स्ट 3 असाइनमेंट फर्स्ट टॉपिक वर आहेत तर ते 1 बाय 1 सबमिट करायचे का एकत्र सबमिट केलं तर चालते
यू कॅन डू ॲज यू लाईक. जसं तुम्हाला करता येईल तसं करा. जर तुम्हाला एकच पीडीएफ बनवून 3 असाइनमेंटची सबमिट करता येत असेल तर यू कॅन सबमिट लाईक दिस. आणि जर इफ यू वॉन्ट टू सेपरेट इट, सबमिट इट सेपरेटली, एक असाइनमेंट करून करत असाल तर तसंही चालेल. नो इश्यू. फक्त मेन्शन करताना तुम्ही जे पीडीएफ ला नाव देणार आहे त्यामध्ये ते मेन्शन असलं पाहिजे की असाइनमेंट 1, 2 आणि 3 एकत्र आहे, किंवा यू आर मेन्शनिंग असाइनमेंट नंबर 1, 2, 3. आणि सेपरेट असेल तर असाइनमेंट नंबर 1, असाइनमेंट नंबर 2, असाइनमेंट नंबर 3 असं सेपरेट त्याचं त्या पीडीएफ ला नाव दिलेलं असेल. ओके.
ओके.
अजून एनी क्वेश्चन्स, एनी मोर? No questions? Okay, fine. So we'll stop here and I will end this meeting for all. Thank you for joining today, and do join for the next session also.